Hey guys, Farrak here. Okay, today's match is between Steeltaloons and Karui. I'm going to just say Steel and K. So Steel is playing a pure fire deck, and K is playing a Lost Souls deck. Now, Steel posted this replay on the forum, and he said he used information from my tutorial videos to help him win this match. So let's see what he does. So they both took one power well. And Steel grabbed another well. That at this point in the game, right now, that was a terrible move. Let me explain to you why. So he took a well right near this Shadow well. Shadow player has a Dread Charger. Shadow player has 125 power and Steel has 25. That means he could have made two Forsaken here, brought one over here and one over here, so Steel cannot erupt them. Brought his Dread Charger in to either attack the Scav or the well, and then once he hit 50, made another Forsaken right here. It's not like it's a far walk, so sure, they would be dazed here, but he can still make them non-dazed and just walk them a teeny bit. Once Steel makes another unit, he can just Frenzy his Forsaken. This well will be gone. So that was an awful move. If you want to build a second well before the enemy, make sure you build it very far so that by the time they get to you, you can make fresh units. They'll only make dazed and you'll have gained some power already. So I really do not approve of this move, but K is not the savviest of players and builds a well. So remember, I mean, building a well before the enemy in general is risky. If you're going to do it, just make sure all your wells are really far from the enemy. Okay, K makes a Nox. His thought process was Nox can do terrible damage to the Scavenger. Steel knows that, so he brought the Scavenger away. What I would have recommended is him doing one bite on the Dread Charger and then running away. Because the Nox ability alone can't kill a Scavenger. It needs to do one shot and then ability. So if he got one bite off and then ran, you know, K would probably waste 25 power on the ability and he could save his Scav by like healing it at this well. Doing nothing with it, not a big fan. So he made two medium units. Now because this wasn't slowed, this Dread Charger, because the Dread Charger was not slowed down, it's going to really do a lot of damage to these Sunstriders. So that's why I said he should have slowed it. Now let me point something out. The Shadow player used Life Weaving. Life Weaving is a 70 power spell, which makes it very hard to attack. Watch. Reduced 50% damage and transfers 50% of received damage to nearby units. So Steel shooting this Dread Charger is a really bad idea. What he should do at this point is just take these Sunstriders and walk them this way. Because then the Dread Charger will keep hitting it, but he'll never actually kill it. Because you have to kill, you know, every squad. And Steel will walk away, and he'll waste 70 power trying to kill these 50 power units. Meanwhile, Steel will focus down this Nox with his medium counter. That would have been the smartest. He's not doing that. He's attacking the Dread Charger. Very not smart. Finally, he gets his wits about him, and he attacks the Nox. Nox tries to use the ability, does not work. In general, if a Dread Charger has Life Weaving, just leave it. It doesn't get a damage bonus, and a Dread Charger alone cannot take down a well. Steel should have just gotten the Nox and then gone offensive over here at this well, since K wasted 70 power on that Life Weaving. Now K decides to build an orb. He's going Frost. No doubt we'll see, you know, Reavers or whatever. Steel asked me a while ago how to deal with Reavers as Fire Tier 1, and I told him to use Fire Sworn. It's a very expensive counter, and when Reaver has Life Weaving, it's still very hard to kill. But you have to remember, you have a power advantage since you did not build an orb. Steel took another well, as I suggested. So now he has 3 wells, and K has 2 wells plus an orb. Let's look at the power. Steel has 130 when the orb is built, or 140, let's say, and K has 140 as well. Little scary. There we go, that Reaver we were talking about. Now, Steel, if he sees the Reaver at this point, he's playing wrong. He should take this Scav, run down here, and give one bite. Remember, one bite slows this guy down and wastes a lot of time. Every second wasted is more power for Steel because he has another well. So he should have slowed down the Reaver and then ran away with the scavenger, because the scavenger alone can't fight. Okay, he's doing it. Life weaving, he should run the scavenger away. It's going to die. It's a complete waste to fight this. He's using the Firesworn ability. Good. By the way, he is the red Firesworn. In a case of Reaver, maybe blue Firesworn would be better, because you can knock him back. And with life weaving, then he can't do anything. I don't know. They're both good. He used the second ability with this Firesworn. Even with life weaving, Reaver is gone, and this Firesworn died. So that was actually pretty even if you think about it. Well, let's see what happened. If he moved that scavenger away, Steel would have had a major advantage because he just gave up that scavenger's life. Let's see. So the Reaver is 120, life weaving is 70, so that's 190 spent. A Firesworn is 75 plus I think it's 40 for the ability. So that's 85, 95, 105, 115. So he lost 115 for the 190. That could have been the trade-off, 115 for 190. But he gave away a 60 power unit, so he made it very close to even. Had he saved that scavenger, that would have been devastating. Because then he could have slowed this also, you know, with the scavs. Scavs are really useful. Their slowing ability is awesome. Nightcrawlers are a good choice because they will kill this Firesworn really fast, and that's 70 power down the drain. Assassins to take care of these Sunstriders, I'm assuming. What a ridiculous frenzy. Like, what was the point? He's running around. That thing's going to die. That was a complete waste. Terrible, terrible frenzy. Only frenzy a Nightcrawler when it's about to die and you want to do heavy damage to a well or a medium unit. Great Eruption took out a Nightcrawler and heavily damaged another two, focusing them down with the Sunstriders. Another Eruption here. That one was not so good. Because, you know, this is going to get out of daze in a second, unless you can kill it really quickly. Yeah, fine, he got it. Okay, so it was alright. That ability is devastating for Sunstriders. Steel healed the well. Very, very good. Great job, Steel. So K has 100 power. Steel now has 58. But in overall power, Steel has close to 600 and K has 500. That's a big difference. K realizes that and quickly builds a well. Steel can now either build another well or just say, hey, I gained 100 power, I'm going to build an orb. So it's his choice. 160, 170. He does nothing. He waits. Okay, good choice too. Good, moving those away. A Frenzy Nightcrawler is very dangerous. He moves them away. He should focus back now and then move these guys away maybe. So K just lost a 60 power unit in exchange for a 50 power unit. Again, power disadvantage, and Steel decides to go tier 2 at the time, which is a very good choice. So now he had a 100 power advantage, and they're both going to be tier 2. Excellent, excellent job, Steel. A really good player would just build another well, but that's... Once there's enough power flowing, even if you have a small well advantage, it's very risky. Like if he built, you know, let's say 4 wells, and I'm saying 5, and K had 4, for example, at that point, it's smarter to be tier 2, because even with a slight power disadvantage, you have so much power, you can make so many powerful units, and tier 1 can only handle such an army of tier 2. K goes absolutely ridiculous here and builds a 3rd monument. Let me tell you why he did it. He did it because he didn't want to waste power making another unit to walk down here to grab a well. So rather than waste 60, 50 power to make a unit and go down here and take a well, he's like, why should I waste power? I'll just go tier 3. It was such a stupid move because Steel has a power advantage and now he's fire tier 2. So he can make dancers right next to this orb. Rallying Banner, waste the 50 power. His orb is so close. Why should he make a Rallying Banner? Besides, yeah, that puts them in range of a Nightcrawler. He makes a Wildfire to save this Dancer, but that's a waste, I believe. Yeah, because the Dancer dies anyhow. Shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have built this Rallying Banner. Should not have made the Wildfire. Should have made an Enforcer. That would have been nice. Yeah. Look at K's power now. Okay, K just made Silverwind. He has 1 Silverwind and 7 power. And this orb is going down. And that's good game. Well, not yet, but there's no way you can recover from such a stupid move. He nasties the silver wind, something he should have done immediately. Oh, he didn't have the power, I guess. And Steel just backs up. And what on earth is with the rallying banner? Seriously. Terrible idea again. What, those 2 inches are going to make a difference? You can make another fire dancer. Anyhow. A Reaver, Willie Nasty, I don't know what he's thinking right now, but he lost the game. You can see a wildfire over here. Take out the Reaver and the well. I don't know. K has 50 power. Steel has now 60 and a very nice army. And a well, not a well up, but he didn't lose an orb. I mean, just look. So Steel has now 4, 5, about 550 power and 3 units. So that's about 6, that's about 700 power. And K has a total of about 475. So Steel is taking it away. That was ridiculous. He's just having fun now. That was a ridiculous lava field. Not smart. What's with the rallying banners? Seriously. The purpose of rallying banner for pure fire is so that when you have no power wells nearby, you can build one pretty far and have fire dancers get from really far distance, or your low health units, but the ones that do a lot of damage, like Enforcer, you can make without being dazed. That's the point. You have a well so close. What on earth? It's a complete waste. Every single one so far was a waste. And that's game. By the way, what would I have done if I was in K's situation? I mean, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't make such ridiculous orbs. But healing and repairing wells when you're at such a loss is a bad idea. Because remember, when you lose a well, technically you're not losing any power. It's you're just not going to gain power. And if you rebuild it, you lose the power permanently. So if you're really losing a match, just let all your wells die, save up power, and then just build a massive army and try to counter really quickly. That's the only, it's like a last hope. It's a terrible way to play, but if you're gone, like this guy was, that's what he should have done. All right. I'll check my box, see if I have any more good replays to commentate, and I'll see you guys soon.